So the AfCFTA is a new agreement relative to the ECOWAS, agreement, which ECOWAS is 50 years this year, and the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, which is the main trade instrument within ECOWAS trade, has been in existence, I think, for as long as ECOWAS has existed. The ETLS allows for products originating from ECOWAS to trade duty-free, quota-free within ECOWAS, subject to certain conditions. And I think I will use this time to talk about that. So the ETLS requires that the product to be traded within the ECOWAS member states must be pre-approved. So unlike the AfCFTA, which you do the registration, let's say, directly through GNCCI and ICOMS and all of that, which is a much more shorter process. In the case of the ETLS, the product must be pre-approved. One, the pre-approved product must be notified to the other state parties or the other member states of ECOWAS. So let's take, for example, I make plastic packaging for food products or recyclable plastic packaging for food products. I cannot just make that product and say, oh, I'm taking it to Cote d'Ivoire as an export under the ETLS. I must first have it registered, pre-approved. So there's a national rules of origin approval committee that I must submit information to, also through the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, who would approve the product as eligible under the ETLS. Now, that national approval must be further submitted to the ECOWAS Commission for approval again. And that approval, when it is done at the ECOWAS Commission, will now be circulated to the ECOWAS member states. And the ECOWAS member states, having now been informed that so and so product, recyclable plastic from Dodi Enterprises, is eligible for ETLS, would now be allowed to circulate within ECOWAS. Now, so that is, first of all, the two, a difference between the AfCFTA and the ETLS or the ECOWAS. Secondly, ECOWAS products allows 100% eligibility. So any product, as long as it is pre-registered and approved as eligible, qualifies to trade under the ETLS. However, know that AfCFTA eligibility is up to 97% of product lines. So that is another big difference. So sometimes some people want to use AfCFTA regulations to trade in ECOWAS. You cannot use AfCFTA rules to trade in ECOWAS. What it means is that if I want to export within ECOWAS or import from ECOWAS, I would use ETLS rules. The same time, if I want to export under the AfCFTA, I would not use that within ECOWAS. I will use that for intra-regional trade. I'm going from ECOWAS to EAC, ECOWAS to COMESA. I would use the AfCFTA rules. So take note of that. Now, the ECOWAS is a customs union. Within Africa, there are 8 regional economic communities, and 2 of them have attained the status of a customs union, ECOWAS and the East Africa Community. So, because ECOWAS is a customs union, ECOWAS has the elements of a customs union. Number one, it has a customs code, which is a harmonized rules as to how customs procedures should be conducted within ECOWAS. And number 2, we have a common external tariff, which is duties applied to products coming from outside of ECOWAS. So, just to clarify that, so what it means is that if you are importing raw materials from under AfCFTA from a non-ECOWAS country, when it gets into the ECOWAS region, the duties to be applied is the common external tariff. And that is one advantage that the ECOWAS has, because it went into the AfCFTA negotiations with a common external tariff. I think this is where I would stop. maybe and take questions if any.